I got kicked out of high school. I went to an alternative learning center, and a lot of my friends did. We all like where we were in high school. We joined up later in life in this alternative learning
Yeah.
center and lived there, and they really taught us like how to live off the land. Farming. This is what you got to do, and a lot of that stuff outside of like learning math, English, and everything else was labor. Okay, this is what you guys got to do every single day. So I did that for a while, and the opportunity came where I could get back into school, and it was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to school. It's like I miss all these other people that I could interact with.
Right.
Went back to school, not even a week and a half. Now, old boy that I knocked out, his cousin.
Oh, gosh.
And then we had problems with his cousin. And then they finally was just like, hey, you know what? We're not going to do this anymore. It's like, we're expelling you from school.
Did you go back to the other thing, the alternative learning thing, or no?
No. After that was a one-time shot. After that, my mom was like, yeah, what are we going to do with you?
What age was this?
This was
17?
my last, 16. So 11th grade going on 12th.
Yeah.
Went on 12th. And she was like, what are we going to do with you? It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't feel like going to school anymore. And then that's when, like, meeting the wrong crowd. Okay, now let's deal drugs. Let's sell weed.
Yeah.
And let's do all these other things, right? Because everybody else is doing it, so let me do it too.
Did you have a lot of friends that also were getting out of school, not going back to school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same exact run. I mean, a lot of the crowd that I hang out with or hung out with was going through the same thing. I mean, we were in high school, went to the alternative learning center, kind of gained our hustle and our game from being together all the time, and then made the transition to go back to school, and they couldn't do it either. So they fell out just like I did.
So then you were all hanging together, started dealing.
That's it.
How did that go? Give me that whole.
Oh yeah.
Give me
So
that run.
I'm just like, I'm meeting people that obviously I'm able to make these connections, make these links with these people, and I'm now, instead of me thinking about going to school, I'm doing the whole thing of, okay, well, I'll go and sneak into the high school during lunch and during recess, and I'll go and slang, and I'll go and hang out with my friends, and I mean, this is probably the best trip ever. Now, I don't have to worry about any obligation to learn anything new. I don't have to go through classes and sit there through all these boring classes, and I can show up at recess and lunch. I can sell people stuff. I can I can get in, get out, go to the beach, hang out all day, kind of just kick it. And my mom, because obviously me being that rebellious person, she's just like, I don't know how to respond to this at this moment. Like we could do so many things, right? But you're not going to listen. You're going to continue to keep on doing what you're doing. So she was like, to the best of her ability, she said, hey, you know what? Let me try to help you in some way. I learned everything from my mom. Everything from my mom. I mean, math, English, everything. She was my number one tutor. And that I give it to her, like, for a lot of my knowledge and everything else, and me getting through all my years of schooling was because of her. She really pushed that envelope of like, no, you got to be like this, you got to learn this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it's like, you're still going down those doing those things and kind of getting out of character, but I mean, I'm not just gonna give up on you,
right?
So she really pushed for all that things and try to keep me.
Now that's your aunt mom.
Aunt mom. Yeah.
Okay, so when you went to hang with real mom, I don't like using these terms, but I have to so people can keep up.
So people know, yeah.
Exactly. Because I know that you consider both moms. Let me just make that clear, that you consider both your mom.
Correct.
All right, good. So when you went to live with real mom, what happened there? Was that the one where you got kicked out and then you end up going back with Aunt Mom? Or
no, so they live on the Big Island.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, completely different island. So I make the shift at that. I mean, I'm hustling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I got a good amount of money, and back in the day, like $1,000, $2,000 was a good amount of money. Yeah, a good amount of money. So I'm like, okay, well, I have money now, so I'm just gonna go and make this shift. And she doesn't want to do anything where, obviously at this point, she doesn't want to stop what's going on, because she still wants me to understand who my real parents are. So she's like, hey, you know what? Gotcha. Go ahead and go experience this. Go and go live with them. We have no problem, like nothing against anybody. Just go and go do you, and I mean, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out your way, and if you ever need to come back, you can come back. And I went and I lived with my family for like 3 months. I mean, I still did the same things. I was getting in trouble up there now. I'm like, okay, well, what did my family do all day? Oh, well, they're hanging out like right across the bar or at the bar. It's like they're very, very locked into the culture and the community there.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well now after hanging out with my cousins and hanging out with my brother them, it's like, okay, well what are you guys gonna do? Oh, we're hanging out across the bar that my dad them and my mom them work at, and we're just kicking it with all the kids, it was just a normal thing. It was a normal thing to live that way.
Yeah.
And I slowly start to realize it's like I had it good living with my aunt mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have to worry about certain things. I didn't have to worry about this stuff. She spoiled me a lot. So why would I go to a life where I'm kind of struggling? It was a struggle for me to kind of get into. And in the very beginning, I blew the load.
Yeah.
I had all that money, and I was like, how do I impress my family? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm doing really good. I just start buying stuff and start trying to be that person to them, and then at the end of that day, it's like that wasn't the way. I zero out my account. I have no legs to stand on, and then now it's more of like, okay, well, my brother them already have been living their lives doing all these things on their own. They have their own separate lives. I mean, and even them trying to bring me in, I'm still trying to figure out my way of how do I cope with this, and how do I cope with knowing that I'm adopted and everything else, and how do I really try to get in with my real family, and hang out with them all the time. And then it was like get into trouble.
Yeah.
I got into more trouble, and I ended up getting into a fight with an older guy that was right there in downtown Hilo, and I'm hanging out with my brother them, hanging out with my family them, and I'm hanging out with the young kids, all the little hoodlums that just are hanging out outside of the bars and stuff. And this guy is a drunk dude, but he's an older guy, and he comes out of the bar and he's kind of walked across to his van, and all these young kids, I don't know if they didn't like him or whatever the story was, because I don't know anything about what's going on at that moment. And they're like, oh yeah, it's like they start jumping on top of the back of his van and bouncing that thing, and he's sitting in there and he's trying to like all drunk, and he's like, dude, what's going on out there? Why are you guys bouncing on my car? He comes outside, and the kid that he's like talking to is probably like this tall, and he's about to go and hit him, and just like the kid on the railing, I see that, and I like try to defend the kid, and I'm like, nah, you ain't doing that to that kid. As soon as he tries to step up to him, I whack him, and he thinks that the hit came from like an uncle.
Yeah.
And then he realizes that I'm just a young kid, 16, 17.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, this guy just hit me. And I hit him pretty hard. He drops down to the ground. I go to throw a knee. He falls by where the tire is. I miss the knee completely. I mean, throw it completely up, land on my back. Gets me even more mad. So I get back up, and now I'm just kind of like crowding him the whole entire time, and I'm hitting him. And then here comes my younger brother, the one right below me, and he walks up to me. He fucking grabs me. And he's like picks me up in the air, and he starts walking me. He's like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, you don't even know who you're hitting. You don't even know this guy. You don't even know. It's like, you need to go. And at that moment, I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And my mom comes back up to me, and she's like, this was a well-known family that was living in Big Island that like trained and did jiu-jitsu and did MMA. And like, I hit this guy randomly, as he was drunk. And she's like, yeah, you're not going to stay here anymore.
And this interview is brought to you by Real Deal Wellness. This is a company my wife and I just launched, Real Deal Wellness. It's a membership base. We're charging the lowest price that has ever been offered for wellness in San Diego in history. You're going to get cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared sauna, compression therapy, and halotherapy, which is dry salt therapy. Real Deal Wellness. You can go to our website, realdealwellness.net. Also, subscribe to the channel, share it, like it. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a nice day.
You're going back.
Wow.
And that was all she wrote. And I was like, okay, well, now I'm at a point where the experiences that I had between this family kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, and just said, okay, I'm just gonna go back to where I was comfortable, and it's like where things were really good for me, things were really working out for me, and I trust that life more than I trust this life. And I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, I need to come back and live with you guys. And it's like, what's going on? It's like, I'm just getting into more and more trouble as I'm here, and I had this problem and situation. Now I gotta go. I gotta come back to you guys. It's like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Mom is telling me that I can't be here anymore. I gotta go back. And I was like, okay. So I made the shift back.
Was she like, okay?
Yeah. She's like, yep, come back over here. It's like, you're already messing up over there, and you haven't even been there for that long period of a time. It's like, you need to come back over here and straighten out whatever's going on, and kind of let that let that die, let that rest,
Yeah.
and completely just extract yourself from that moments. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that stuff anymore. And I come back. I mean, I'm still a troublemaker. I'm still doing all the other things because it's my mindset already
Yep,
at that
yeah.
moment, and I still get into more trouble as I go along. But I make my transition back to living with my aunt mom instead of living with my real mom.